Hello, 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 hello. Good afternoon, or good evening, or good night, and welcome to a new ASMR video on this channel. I have just spent the day doing nothing really. Done my hair, and suddenly, out of the blue, I got inspiration for an ASMR video, and this time it is themed different book tapping triggers. And we can go a lot of different ways with book tapping. We can go very fast. Which I, most of the time, find pretty satisfying. Or we can go rather slow. And the book that I am currently tapping on is Days at the Miyazaki Bookshop. It is a Japanese novel, or Chinese, I think Japanese. I don't know if I pronounce this right. Hashtags𝜗𝜚. And I haven't read it yet, because I am currently reading Dead Poets Society by Robin Williams. But I thought, this is just such a small little book, well, I just wanted to show it. And I can read the back if you like. Just to make you interested, perhaps. From the beginning of summer to early spring, I lived at the Miyazaki Bookshop. I spent that period of my life in the spare room on the second floor of the store, trying to bury myself in books. The cramped room barely got any light, and everything felt damp. It smelled constantly of musty old books. It smelled constantly of musty old books. I will always remember the days I spent there, because that's where my real life began, and I know, without a doubt, that if not for those days, the rest of my life would have been bland, monotonous, and lonely. The Miyazaki Bookshop is precious to me. It's a place I know I'll never forget. And on top it says, a tale of families, love, new beginnings, and the comfort that can be found in books. I have this bookmark inside that constantly falls off. Constantly falls out. Murasaki Bookshop. Book tapping. The Murasaki Bookshop. Mori. Oh wait, I've been pronouncing it wrong. Morisaki Bookshop. That's right. And on the cover, you can see, oh, there goes the bookmark. On the cover, you can see a silhouette of a man, a woman, and a bike, and a cat with umbrellas and books in general. And as you can see, it is an international bestseller, and it retails for £10.99 UK pounds. So that was book one. Now going over to a bit of an older volume, which makes these sort of papery. I don't know how to describe it, but sort of this hollow box-like tapping. And I don't know if you can see, on it is P for Saint Peter. But this is no Bible. This is a book called The Lord, and it is sort of the New Testament, the Gospel, but then written in story-like. It is written like a story, so you're not reading from verse to verse like in the Bible, but you're literally reading like a novel. And the author is Romano Guardini. I'm going to try to roll my R's now, because I think it's Italian. Romano Guardini. Romano Guardini. Romano Guardini. Romano Guardini. Guardini. And the book dates to at least what's inside. The person that owned it before me, it's written inside December of 1965. No, 1956, sorry. And it's not official India paper, but the paper is a lot thinner. And I love when books are sort of yellow and stained. Just that dark academy vibe. Ooh. Can you hear that? And including the index, it has a little broken down. And as you can see, the spine is slowly tearing apart. This is not the book itself. It is just a cover where the actual book that's inside of it can be inserted in. But it has this extremely fantasy vibe, and I think that the cover is leather, but I'm not quite sure because it's all dried out. It has golden lines on it, and in the middle a weapon or a coat of arms. And in front, on the front, it's gold, and on the back it's just red, and the middle is empty. But this looks like a volume that can be easily found in a film like The Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones or Outlander. Sometimes when I'm doing tapping, I wish I had like really long nails, because the women among us that do ASMR normally have these really long nails, and they can do scratching. But I can't do that with the tip of my nails, only with the surface. You can try to do some tracing and scratching. just got a warning again from my phone telling me that my storage is full. And just before filming this video, I deleted a lot of my old videos and parts that I didn't use in video, and I started filming again. And again I got a warning that my storage was full, and I was like, I just deleted like 3 videos of 15 minutes or something. Why don't you let me film? But then I realized that in CapCut, the app that I'm using to edit my videos, were all the videos I've ever made, so there was something of like, I believe 30 gigabytes of footage, so I just removed that. Oh yeah, right, I was busy doing scratching. I think that in this video I'm going to try to work with timestamps. I'm going to put this book away now because I think that it has seen too much tapping and it is starting to smell rather weird. And right here I have lines, 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 lines. And these are 3 sort of books. For school or something of the sort, because I only had like 5, and now I bought some more because I am learning French, and learning a new language needs a lot of documentation. But the French language has some pretty satisfying trigger words. So if some of you would be interested, I could try doing a video in French. Trigger words like... Wait, no, I have to think of something. I don't know. But just speaking French in ASMR is rather tingly, I say. I could be just like, bonjour, ma chère et mon chéri. Let's cut the French and go on with the tapping. Lundi, mardi, mercredi. Just joking. But I think I could do a video in French, just my very newbie basic French. And maybe walk through one of my French books. Or some French tapping and French trigger words. Lines in wrinkly paper. Lines in wrinkly paper, wrinkly paper. Lines in wrinkly paper. And those of you who have watched my most recent video, so the one before this one, those know that I am considering buying a Blue Yeti microphone, because this little microphone does give some people tingles. I've heard from friends or anything. Listen to my videos or watch my videos, and they say it is tingle worthy. But I think having a Blue Yeti microphone can just be enough for some extreme, extreme tickles. So, officially, these were all the triggers that I was going to do, but I just saw this lying on my desk right now, and I thought this can be pretty tingly as well. It is a Ravenclaw notebook, very small notebook, because I think if I would tell you that I were a Ravenclaw, I think you'd have probably already guessed that. Ravenclaw does book tapping, and actually now I'm quite curious what Hogwarts house you are, and maybe we can start. comments. I'm quite sure that there are some Gryffindors among you, and Ravenclaws as well, and Slytherins and Hufflepuffs. And it has an elastic band. And as you can see, it's mainly empty, only on the first couple of pages, because I find this a bit difficult to write on, because it's so small. But on the first page it has this little Ravenclaw page dedicated to Ravenclaw characters like Professor Phileas Flitwick, Luna Lovegood, Moaning Myrtle, and Cho Chang, with a small property of Ravenclaw, property of Ravenclaw. So with that, I would like to end this video, and thank you for watching. You're really making my day. And if you're still awake, then give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to help the YouTube algorithm